Hi everybody on this 12 millionth day of the pandemic. I don't usually like to appear on camera because of my beach ball head and my not insignificant lisp, but since I came all the way to London to see some shows and of course film the curtain calls of the ones that I can, I figured I probably should talk about them as well. And you'll have to forgive me because I've had no sleep. I flew overnight on Sunday? Is today Monday? It might be Tuesday morning now. I saw Heathers the musical on Monday night. So I've been up for about 48 hours, I think. Although because I've had no sleep, I can't really do the conversions. But anyway, we are here in London. Heather's the Musical, the first show, and I have my cheat sheet here because I won't remember cast names without it, being that I'm sleep deprived. So, little background, I saw Heather's the Musical the very first week of performances off Broadway. Not because I knew that it was going to be like one of the best musicals of all time, or because I knew much about the songwriters, composers, am I trying to say? Lyricists, whatever, all of the above. But because that was my era, we grew up as kids with that film. I think it came out in '87. I would have been in elementary, I think, still, or maybe going into junior high. I don't know, that doesn't sound right. '87. Well, anyway, maybe going out of junior high. I don't know. I was a child when that came out of some sort. And just what a formative film. I don't know what that says about me, but anyway, one of my favorites. So, friends of my age, we were all very excited when it was turned into a musical. We went, had no idea what would be in store, and it absolutely blew my mind, and theirs as well. And now, 6 years later, here we are in London to see it again, with the changes, different cast, little song change here and there, and as a review, outstanding. Oh, just phenomenal. All the amazing emotions that I had the first time seeing it, of, just laughter and drama, and drama's not an emotion, is it? Whatever. All the whiplash that you get from going to a scene that's funny, that can turn on a dime to be tragic, and then turn back again to be hilarious, or something that you are laughing at that you shouldn't be, you think, but it's still funny. That black comedy, it's just so well done, again, in this version of the show. Cast-wise, wow, let me start with, of course, Veronica Sawyer, Christina Bennington. I did see her in Bat Out of Hell when it came to New York City Center. My feelings about that show were this. I had pretty much no idea what was going on, and I absolutely loved it. I was so entertained. I had such a good time. It was one of those that you just go along for the ride, and what a ride. So I already liked her from that. That said, that was a very different character. I believe the character name was Raven. I think I read that earlier today. I wouldn't remember that from 2 years ago. And if I'm wrong, well, it was Sunbird. Anyway, she was just phenomenal in that. So I had high hopes, but at the same time, I thought it's a very different character. So how would that work out? And she was just fantastic. And of course, you are predisposed to compare her to other Veronicas, being the first and foremost Winona Ryder in the film, and then the first and foremost on stage, Barrett Wilbert Weed. I actually said that without stuttering too much. And I thought those two were very similar to each other. What I liked about Barrett was that she was so similar to Winona, and because I had such a strong connection with that film, that really made it for me. And then that said, tonight, I thought Christina did a completely different thing, and I love that, absolutely. She just brought that awkward goofiness of, a teenager to the stage where you really, really just believe that's a teenager going through all these things, which, a lot of the teen shows you watch and enjoy, but if you really, really thought about it, you're like, yeah, that doesn't seem like a teenager. That was not the case here. So I thought she did a fantastic job of portraying that, and making it her own, which was, I think I'm looking at myself instead of the camera. So just pretend I'm talking to someone in the room that's my imaginary friend. So yeah, and what a voice, what a fantastic voice. Again, I knew that from the last show I saw her in, and that was just confirmed today. Moving on, I'm definitely cheating here. Jordan Luke Gage. Oh my gosh. Oh, what a wonderful JD. Wonderful. Like, wonderful, is that a use of Is that a word I use? This is not getting edited because I don't really know how to edit. I don't do things like this. I could research it and learn, or maybe I couldn't. I don't know. I might try to edit this in some way. I'm sure I'll cut it down at the very least, but it won't probably have a lot of chops. It will just have all my mistakes and stumbles and mumbles, because I do mumble. You know, hopefully YouTube can slap some dialogue underneath me if you turn it on. But yeah, I don't know anything about technical things, so here we are. Anyway, wow. So what did I like about his JD? I mean, it's just so engaging right from the start that you see why Veronica would be attracted, even though he's a little creepy right from the start and kind of foreshadows, you know, that he's going to be trouble. You kind of like that about him, which is the point of JD. You're attracted to that, you know, darkness in him that you can sense, even if you don't have a big picture of what it will ultimately be. You're drawn to it as an audience member and as Veronica. So just wonderful, wonderful voice. Oh my gosh, I would just love to hear him sing anything, basically. He sounded fantastic, so powerful. Moving on to Heather Chandler. I will say, I think the first time I saw Heather's off-Broadway, what am I saying? I saw it once off-Broadway. I do believe that we saw not Jessica, but I think we saw Teresa. I think she was, I don't know why she would have been on in the second or third preview, but perhaps Jessica was out sick, because I'm pretty sure that we saw Teresa. And she was good. She was quite good, but I don't remember a whole lot about her performance. I oddly, not having seen the full performance, I remember Jessica because of seeing so many videos of her performing. I don't mean bootlegs, I just mean like Broadway and Bryant Park, the candy store video, whatever. So that's kind of the picture I have in my mind of Heather Chandler, even though I didn't actually see her in the show. So Jodie, as far as, you know, that was a lot to live up to, I feel like. And she absolutely just knocked it out of the park. She's just Heather Chandler through and through. I mean, not personally in real life, I'm sure, but oh wow, she was just so savage. I loved it. And she reveled in that savage. It was just, I was trying to say savagery, I think. She just absolutely just killed it. I can't even come up with words because it's 1 a.m. or something like that, and I've had no sleep. I'm just gonna keep making that excuse because it's true. So, and I don't really speak very well extemporaneously. I can't even believe I said that word out loud at this hour without stumbling. Oh, anyway, Jodie, crushed it. I'm scared of her, and I know she's probably a very nice person in real life. But yeah, you could understand how Heather Chandler would intimidate everybody through her incredible, scary performance. Scary good. Heather Duke was not played tonight by Bobby Little, but was played, I'm gonna get there, by Rumi Sutton. I hope I'm saying that right, because she definitely deserves for me to say that right, because she was phenomenal. Oh my gosh, I would never have known she was an understudy had it not been posted on the door. Wow, didn't miss a beat. She was just right on with all the choreo, right with the other girls. You would just never know that it hadn't been her the whole time. You know, I would have liked to seen Bobby. I'm sure she's absolutely fantastic. It just wasn't in the cards tonight, and I was totally fine with that because I was very excited to see whoever was going to be doing it. And I was very glad that I did get to see Rumi, because she's just what a wonderful actress, what a great singer. Just not enough that I could say about her, especially since I don't have very many words at this hour. Okay, I'm missing a Heather McNamara. Who is my McNamara? Oh, she was great, and I don't know her name. I'm gonna find you, Mac. Frances Maley McCann. Oh, I love that name. And I hope that's the right character. Yes, that's her. Oh, she's beautiful too. Oh my goodness, they all are. Wow, what a vulnerable, sweet, funny, just all around appealing Heather McNamara. Just loved her. And I, of course, saw Elle as, you know, the original Heather McNamara in the musical. So again, a lot to live up to. And she absolutely just nailed it. Loved her. Absolutely. she's so cute too. You just want to hold her, hug her to you as she's going through all these things as Heather McNamara. You just want to protect her. And I think, she has that way of drawing you into what she's going through on stage. And I think that's a great quality to have. Okay, Lauren Ward. Oh, Lauren Ward as Ms. Fleming. I think it's Ms. Fleming. I don't know. And Veronica's mom. Oh my goodness. I don't remember Shine a Light being that funny. But again, it's been a few, 6 years since I've seen it, I think. So, or at least since I saw it off Broadway. I saw it a regional or community production somewhere in that time a few years ago. It was also very good. But I just don't remember that number being as funny as she made it. And I can't remember if it was always like that. And I'm just, just blacked out of it or whatever. Did that make sense? Or she brought it a different level. But wow, did we laugh? She was hilarious. And Martha Dunstock, Madison Swan, what a sweet, like vulnerable performance that she gave. I felt, I want to say Katie played her in the off-Broadway production, and she was fantastic. And I think it was more of a comedic performance in some ways than this one was more vulnerable. They were both excellent, but I think this one was a little bit more realistic for me. And Kurt and Ram, come on now, how could I forget Kurt and Ram? Okay, so Kurt, Ross Harmon, and Ram, Joaquin Pedro Valdez, hopefully I'm saying that right. It's not that hard to say, so I should be, but again, I don't know who I am at this hour, so, oh gosh. So they were fantastic, of course, hilarious. I like how both this pair and the Kurt and Ram and the original production, I don't even want to say one because I know one was Evan Todd and I forget what Ram's name was, but is because he's still an actor that lives in the world, but yeah, so I like how both pairs of guys, you can see they have their own chemistry and their own joking off in like real life that they apply to the show. And I think, I'm looking over there again, I think that it really comes through because you believe that they were lifelong, friends, almost like frenemies, the way that they kind of rag on each other, but those are the best kind of friends in a way because, you always know where you stand with that person. So they really brought that dynamic. You could tell they work well together. They are real connected, and it just totally worked on selling like Ram and Kurt as the lifelong friends that they are. So amazing job for them. I'm gonna look at the dads who are named. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to sing. Who are named Steven Serlin and Simon Bailey. Oh, fantastic, hilarious. They brought down the house. I think them more than anybody, any one performance for sure with My Dead Gay Son just absolutely lit the crowd up, brought down the house. I think that was the loudest single performance that I remember, single response to a performance that I remember. I don't mean that the singers were loud, the audience was loud and responding, although of course all the songs were very, well received. Definitely a lot of Heather's fans specifically in the audience. I'm sure that's the case every night, every day, whatever. And I know that I'm sure that there are other characters I've forgotten, but the ensemble, fantastic, all the dancing on point. Everyone sounded so good. And I don't know if it's because they are, I'm sure they are so good, but I haven't seen a show in a year and a half. So you can imagine how amazing they sounded. It was just like my ears, finally show tunes. That's what they've been missing. So yeah, I couldn't wait another few weeks for New York to get it together. So yeah, I came here and I'm so glad that I did. And this was one of the reasons I really wanted to see Heather's. Of course, we all know the real impetus that got me all the way over here, gave me that final push is of course my favorite musical, Be More Chill. But having others to come to, oh, as my first show too. It's just one of my top musicals of all time, one of my top scores of all time. I absolutely, film is one of my favorite movies of all time. So what a wonderful night. And it was just so good to be like among theater kids and theater fans and sitting together and watching a show. And I think everybody thinking I'm extra in my N95 like medical mask that my doctor friend gave me. But because I cannot get COVID, if I get COVID, when I get my day 2 test, I have to pay like $2,000 to quarantine here for 10 days. And yeah, that seems like that will be the end of my having any sort of savings. So if I can even afford it, which, you know, it would be a little close. So yeah, I probably looked a little bit over the top with, you know, my extra like super strong, you know, mask. I hope everybody around me wasn't freaked out. Like, oh, she must have COVID. She's got a super crazy like science mask on. I don't know what that means. Science mask? I think I'm trying to say medical. I should just stop talking. It's not going well. And this is why I don't go on camera, but I wanted to talk about the show. And there'll probably be a curtain call in here thrown together at some point. And maybe a few scenes of London, maybe not. I don't know, because I don't know how to edit videos. And I'm looking over there again. I don't even know how to film videos. What am I doing? I should stick to curtain calls, even though I don't film those particularly well either. But at least I'm there. So, you have to do what you can. I should probably just stop doing YouTube altogether. Or at least I should take a nap. Yeah, that sounds good. Also, I have 5 Guys and it's sitting on my desk and I forgot about it. And now my shake is melted. My soda's warm probably. And I don't even know where the burger is. I'm not sure where in this room it is. And this room isn't big, but hopefully I don't sleep on it tonight. Hopefully it's not in the bed. You'd think I'd smell it, but I don't. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking now. Good night.